Did you know Hirohito, the longest reigning emperor in Japanese history, was also a published scientist? Indeed, this man who sat on the chrysanthemum throne for an astounding 62 years harbored a surprising passion for marine biology, a fact largely overshadowed by his political presence. Born in Tokyo in the year 1901, Hirohito was groomed for the throne from an early age. His upbringing, steeped in the rigorous traditions of the Japanese court, seemed to leave little room for personal passions. Yet the young Hirohito nurtured an interest in the natural world, a fascination that would blossom into a lifelong pursuit of marine biology. In the year 1926, Hirohito ascended the throne, stepping into the role of Japan's symbolic figurehead. His reign, marked by monumental events on the world stage, was a turbulent one. Yet, amidst the turmoil, Hirohito found solace in the quiet study of the marine world. He published several papers under a pseudonym, contributing to the field with his observations and insights. While his subjects knew him as their emperor, the scientific community knew him as a colleague. However, this dual identity was largely concealed during his reign. The traditional image of the emperor, a divine figure aloof from the ordinary, did not allow for the public to see Hirohito, the man behind the throne. His scientific pursuits, though a significant part of his identity, remained hidden from the world. Hirohito's reign was a complex tapestry of political maneuverings, societal changes, and personal endeavors. His passion for marine biology, a detail largely lost in the grand narrative of his reign, offers a unique perspective on this enigmatic figure, a glimpse of the man beneath the imperial mantle. And yet Hirohito's reign was not all marine life and scholarly pursuits. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the life of Hirohito, the unseen emperor, in the next chapter of our series here on Historical Leaders Unveiled. As the world plunged into the Second World War, Hirohito's role became increasingly controversial. It was a time of unprecedented global conflict, and at the heart of it was Hirohito, the 124th emperor of Japan. Initially, Hirohito was seen as a figurehead, a symbol of continuity and tradition. He was reluctant to engage in war, but the militaristic tide within Japan was too strong to resist. Despite his initial hesitations, Hirohito was far from a passive player. His reign was marked by a complex interplay of power, tradition, and ambition. He was deeply involved in military strategy, regularly attending meetings with his chiefs of staff. He wasn't just a silent observer, he asked questions, made suggestions, and his words carried weight. As the war progressed, Hirohito found himself in a tricky position. On one hand, he was the emperor, the divine symbol of the nation. On the other, he was a human being with a conscience and a sense of right and wrong. This duality would define his role during the war years. When it came to the question of responsibility for the war and the atrocities committed during it, Hirohito's position was ambiguous. Some argue that he was a puppet in the hands of the military, with no real power. Others, however, believe that he was complicit, that he knew about the war crimes and did nothing to stop them. As Japan faced defeat, Hirohito took the unprecedented step of intervening directly in the war effort. He broke the tradition of imperial silence and ordered the surrender, knowing that it would save countless lives. This decision, however controversial, was one of the most defining moments of his reign. The war years were a time of great turmoil and change for Hirohito, and his role during this period is still hotly debated. Was he a victim of circumstances, a reluctant participant, or an active collaborator? The truth, as it often does, probably lies somewhere in between. But the controversies of Hirohito's reign did not end with the war. In the aftermath of the war, Hirohito underwent a transformation almost as dramatic as Japan itself. As the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded, the divine emperor found himself standing at the precipice of a new era. Hirohito, once regarded as a deity, now had to navigate a new world, a world where he was seen not as a god, but as a mortal. This was a world reshaped by the ravages and lessons of war. Hirohito was no longer the divine figurehead of an empire, but a symbol of unity for a nation in ruins. In the years following the war, Hirohito played a crucial role in the reconstruction of Japan. He served as a beacon of hope, guiding his countrymen through the darkness and into the light of a new dawn. His transformation from a divine emperor to a human symbol was a testament to his adaptability and resilience. This wasn't an easy transition, however. The emperor had to grapple with his past and the monumental task of rebuilding a shattered nation. He had to reconcile his divine status with his new role as a symbol of unity. But Hirohito, ever the stoic figure, embraced this challenge with grace and determination. Under his watch, Japan underwent a remarkable transformation. From the ashes of war, a new Japan rose, one that was democratic, prosperous, and united. Hirohito may have been stripped of his divine status, but his influence remained palpable. His presence provided a sense of continuity and stability during a time of great change and uncertainty. However, the transformation of Hirohito and his role in post-war Japan was not without controversy. There were those who questioned his actions during the war, and those who felt that he should have been held more accountable. These debates continue to this day, a testament to the complex legacy of this once divine emperor. Yet even in his new role, Hirohito remained a figure of mystery and controversy. His transformation from god emperor to mortal symbol is a story that continues to captivate and intrigue. It's a story of resilience, adaptability, and the power of unity in the face of adversity. Hirohito's death in 1989 marked the end of an era, but his legacy remains a subject of intense debate. The Showa Emperor, as Hirohito is posthumously known, ruled Japan during some of the most turbulent times in its history, and his influence still permeates the country's modern identity. His reign was a paradox, to say the least. On one hand, he presided over the most devastating conflict in Japan's history, World War II, a war still deeply etched in the collective memory of the Japanese people. On the other hand, he was a symbol of continuity and stability during the post-war reconstruction and the subsequent economic miracle that transformed Japan into a global powerhouse. The debate about Hirohito's role in the war continues to this day. Some argue that he was a reluctant figurehead, manipulated by militaristic elements within the government. Others contend that he was a more active participant, aware of and complicit in Japan's aggressive expansionism. The controversy extends to his place in Japanese society. Hirohito's image underwent a significant transformation after the war. He swapped his military uniform for a business suit and began making public appearances, a stark departure from the aloof, divine figure he was portrayed as before. This shift, however, didn't erase the reverence many Japanese people felt for their emperor. Despite his humanization, Hirohito retained a certain mythic quality, a living link to Japan's ancient past. His death was a profound moment for the nation, signaling the end of the Showa era and the beginning of a new one. Hirohito's legacy is complex and multifaceted. It encompasses the darkest moments in Japan's history and its incredible post-war resurgence. It includes the ongoing debates about his role in the war, his transformation from a divine figure to a human one, and his enduring influence on Japanese society. In many ways, Hirohito remains as enigmatic in death as he was in life. His reign was a time of dramatic change and upheaval, and his legacy continues to shape Japan's understanding of its past and its vision for the future. But who was the real Hirohito, beyond the emperor and the scientist? This question takes us into the intimate corners of Hirohito's life, shedding light on the man behind the imperial robes. Hirohito, a man of many facets, was not just an emperor or a scientist. He was also a husband, a father, and a lover of music. His relationship with his wife, Empress Nagako, was marked by a deep sense of respect and loyalty. Together they had 7 children, a testament to their enduring bond. Hirohito, known for his reserved nature, was a devoted father, instilling in his children the values of respect, discipline, and dedication. His private character was as intriguing as his public persona. Hirohito was not one for extravagance. He lived a relatively simple life, a stark contrast to the opulence often associated with royal figures. He had a fondness for marine biology, often retreating to his laboratory to study and catalog various marine species. This love for science was a reflection of his inquisitive mind, always eager to learn and explore. Despite holding the highest office in the land, Hirohito was known to be approachable and humble. He had a genuine concern for his people, often going out of his way to listen to their grievances and provide aid when possible. This humane side of Hirohito was not widely known, overshadowed by the events of his reign. In the realm of music, Hirohito was an ardent fan of Western classical music. His favorite composers included Beethoven, Mozart, and Schubert. This love for music was a window into his soul, a reflection of his sensitivity and his appreciation for beauty and harmony. But who was the real Hirohito, beyond the emperor and the scientist? The answer is a complex tapestry of roles and emotions. He was an emperor, a scientist, a father, a husband, a lover of music, and much more. In the end, Hirohito remains a figure of fascination and controversy, a man who embodied the contradictions of his time. Hirohito's reign, marked by both war and peace, continues to shape Japan and the world today. As we journeyed through Hirohito's life, we explored the unseen emperor in his early years, a man whose upbringing was steeped in tradition, yet marked by an unusual openness to Western influences. We saw a young monarch taking the helm of a nation at a time of great turmoil, leading it into an era of unprecedented devastation and war. We delved into the war years, a period when Hirohito's role remains a subject of ongoing debate. Was he a puppet, manipulated by military leaders, or was he a driving force behind Japan's aggressive expansion? The truth, as we often find in history, is likely somewhere in the middle, and then came the transformation. Following Japan's surrender in World War II, Hirohito's role shifted dramatically. No longer a deity, he became a symbol of continuity and unity. He championed scientific research, a personal passion, and worked to rebuild Japan's international reputation. His lasting legacy is a complex one. To some he's a war criminal, to others, a unifying figure who helped his country navigate the path from devastation to recovery. Regardless of perspective, there's no denying Hirohito's impact on Japan and the world. His reign, spanning 6 decades, saw his nation rise from the ashes of war to become a global economic powerhouse. In unveiling Hirohito, we've peeled back the layers of a man who was more than an emperor. He was a symbol of an era, a figure whose life and reign continue to spark discussion and debate. His story encourages us to delve deeper, to question, to explore, and to understand the complexities of history. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the life of Hirohito. This is Historical Leaders Unveiled. Subscribe for more such content and join us next time as we unveil another historical leader. Before you go, we have one last thing to share. We are continually unearthing new stories and perspectives from the annals of history, and we'd love for you to be part of this journey. If you want to delve deeper into the lives of historical figures like Hirohito, make sure you're following us on our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where we regularly share interesting facts, trivia, and sneak peeks into our upcoming videos. Don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video insightful. Share it with your friends and start a conversation. Your comments, thoughts, and discussions fuel our research and help us bring you more intriguing content. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated about our latest releases. Remember, history is not just about the past, it's about understanding our present. Keep exploring with Historical Leaders Unveiled. Until next time, keep unveiling the past.